Today we're going to talk about a topic that is not discussed. So, I'm a girl and I'm autistic. And growing up, I noticed that autism and girlhood is a whole topic on its own. I have made a video, as you know, where I talk about my struggles as an autistic girl. And that in that video, I did mention the struggle of finding similar people to me, or like finding people that respect me or, you know, connect with me or whatever, which is true. And I do notice that a lot of people feel this way. Being autistic feels like you are constantly kind of in your own bubble and you just kind of observe the world from afar. You want to connect with others but not necessarily know how or what you're doing wrong all the time. And I'm not saying that, you know, all autistic people must go through this, that all autistic people cannot behave or whatever. You know, this is why we say it's a spectrum. Personally, for myself, I have learned a lot of things socially. I'm very grateful because I'm very happy with the person that I became and the growth that it gave to me as a person and in my relationships and stuff like that. I know this is kind of random, this is kind of a long intro, but what I wanted to say is that I never used being autistic as an excuse to not work on my relationships, on myself. And as much as I accept myself, I always accepted other people as well. And I do believe that it's a mutual work. As much as I have to understand you, you have to understand me, no matter what. Okay, so, but one thing is that I noticed being a girl on the spectrum is really hard, and especially for me, it was connecting with other girls. And it's not because I don't like women. I love women. I genuinely, oh, my kitty cat, my little baby. Wait, I'm gonna show him to you. He's so cute. But anyways, what I wanted to say, as a child and as a teenager, it was really hard for me to connect with girls, and I never understood why. I never understood, okay, what is wrong with me? Why can't I connect with more women? And it's not because I don't like women. I just believe that there's so much societal pressure on women, and when you're autistic, you just don't fit into these pressures. I feel like this video is like only for the people who get it, because I really struggle to express my thoughts, my words. I'm like, does it even make sense what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm still here. I'm still trying to explain it to you. So what I'm trying to say is that there is so much unsaid rules for women. There is so much pressure on women to be a certain way, and being an autistic woman not fitting into these pressures, these rules, and not even realizing it fully sucks. you may look at me and you're like, okay, she's not autistic, because I'm like relatively conventionally attractive and I know how to act in public. But when you get to know me on a deeper level, I struggle to be, women are built in our society, they're brainwashed to be fun or like easy to approach, kind, uh, devoted to others, politically correct. They never say anything wrong. They, and I'm not saying it's the case for all women, because some women are free of these pressures, and I applaud them for that. I'm very proud of you, ladies. But what I'm trying to say is that, when all of these girls act a certain way, are all polished and they know what to say, how to act lovely, how to present themselves, you being the odd one out, just kind of being the awkward, I don't want to use quirky in a bad way, because, it has kind of a bad rep on the internet, and I understand why, but it's the only word that I can think of right now, and it's like being the odd one out, the quirky kind of kid, the kind of awkward girl, sucks. It really sucks. And like I was never able to connect with other girls. I was never able to be on their level. And it's not just because I didn't want to be friends with them. I remember vividly as a primary school kid, my bad. I was like, I was watching at these groups of girls. I thought they looked nice. They were so, I don't know, they just had that something about them that I didn't have. And that thing was girlhood. And I'm not saying girlhood is not about loving pink and playing with dolls or whatever. Like, this is just gender stereotypes. This aspect of them that I never had. And I was almost envious. I was like, gosh, I wish they would just accept me. I wish they would just be friends with me. And of course, mean girls exist everywhere, no matter what. Like, whether you are on the spectrum or not, you can always encounter mean people, bullies, people that are just rude with you. That's like out of our control. That just happens. You know what I mean? But man, I just wasn't like other girls like that, and I was really the odd one out. So not in a good way. Like, I really struggled to make connections with people my entire life. But for some reason with men it was kind of easier, because I feel like they have a easier time to find fellow peers that are also like kind of the weird ones or whatever. As if, for women, I did not find community. And there's this thing that is very weird where I felt like I was drawing attention to myself, but not voluntarily, just because I was weird. I was acting autistic, one might say. But I was drawing attention on me, and I feel it's so sad. But like, young insecure girls did not see that in a positive way, and of course, this is not the kind of experience that I promote. This is not the kind of thing that I see. But I just think, especially like when it came to like early teenage years, a lot of girls did not like me because I gained attention, but it was not even the right attention. Like, I was not being flirted with. I did not have a boyfriend. I did not have romantic interests, but I drew attention, and it made them feel weird in a way. I had constantly like panic attacks and whatever the fuck. I was struggling mentally. I was super weird, and I guess they misinterpreted, and it was really hard. Right now I'm just kind of yapping. Like, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just kind of yapping. I remember as a kid, I never had a group of friends really until I had like a couple of male friends, and they were also like the odd ones out, but they kind of grouped together. And like, this is so cliche. It's not so cliche. I don't want to be cliche, but they were like the nerds kind of deal, and they were like all hanging out together. But there was no like group of rejected girls, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like popular girls, less popular girls, and then there's little old me, you know what I mean? And there were so many times where like a lot of girls pretended to be nice with me for like group projects, because I was kind of good at school, for just little things like that. And my autistic brain could not see that they were bullying me. I'm sorry. And that's also something that scared me about girls. I do not understand the mind things, the unspoken rules, and I feel like there's so many times where I had troubles with my female friends because I said something, I did something, they asked me to say something, that I said something else, and they were like, no, that's not what you're supposed to say. And I feel like this is wrong for women to have all of these mind things to think about, and like constantly being stuck in this cycle that is perpetuated through patriarchy and people pleasing and all of these kind of things. And I truly do support the sisters, neurodivergent, neurotypical. I support women because I support women. I support all women, and that's on period. I don't care. But what I'm trying to say is just, I really had difficulties to be friends with women. And the only time that I was friends with no, okay, I'm lying. I had like, I had some girlfriends when I was younger, but our relationship meant a lot to me. Like, it meant a lot to me, but it was also short. The only girlfriend that I had really was a young girl my age, and she was also kind of very imaginative and everything, and she was not quite popular. She was a little bit shy and reserved, and I guess we connected over that. She was one of my earliest friends, but unfortunately she changed schools, so I was like, okay. And then later on, yeah, I tried to integrate like a group of like girls and boys and stuff, and they were really all fucking mean to me, and I could not see it. So like, I spent years being with these people, and they were like super rude to me. They were using me. They were being fucking weird with me. They were trying to force me into like weird stuff. Like, I was a girly girl, and there's nothing wrong with being a girly girl, whatever that means. Be interested in whatever you are interested, like, period. But you know, I was not the girliest girl, if you catch what I mean. And like, for example, I would go to these get-togethers like really later in my child life, because when I was a kid, I did not want to meet up with other kids for a long time. But when I started to go to these events and everything, they were always doing like the makeover, and I was like the ugly girl that they had to transform. And like, they were just playing with me. They were just being mean with me, and I did not see it like that. And it really hurt. Or like, they would only talk to me when they needed something. I feel like now I'm repeating myself, but essentially that's something that really scared me about girls. I was like, I cannot read girls as well as I can read most of my male peers. And I'm not saying that girls are so complicated, there's so much drama or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. And I once again, I do not want to perpetuate this kind of stereotypical thing that women are so dramatic and complicated or whatever. I think that these girls probably had some issues and probably had to... Okay, my kitty cat. My little baby. No. Okay, he's right here. Oh, he's like, Mom, leave me alone. But anyways, he's very excited, so he just runs around, and he learned how to run, jump, everything, and he's like in this chaotic age, and he wants to create chaos everywhere. And that's okay. Oh my god, I'm so lost in my thought. What the hell did I want to talk about? Yes, I always felt like the odd one out. Okay, that's pretty much it. And I was not good at, I don't know, fitting into the pressures and criteria that most young girls fit into. I was not good at relationships. I was not good at the kind of stuff. I was not interested in the things they were interested in. That's also something that my girlfriends tried to force me into. They tried to make me like the... I don't know, it's kind of offensive when I think about it. They were like, oh, look at this weird fucking girl. Let's turn into a real girl. And they were like, no, if you want to be like cool, or if you want to like whatever the fuck, you have to like read magazines. You have to do this and that. And I really forced myself to change my interests, change my, not personality, but change the things that I was doing. And I'm saying that with girlfriends. Like, it happened with my cousins. It happened like with everyone, truly. Like, I did not have great relationships with girls, and I did not know how to be a girl, and it was so weird growing up because I did not understand what was expected out of me, especially as a teenager. I felt like everyone had pressure of like what a young girl teenager should be, should do, should be interested in, should look like, should whatever the fuck. And I was like, I don't even understand how to be a proper human, and now I have to fit into all these fucking pressures. Like, society pressures women into everything ever. Like, women are, it's being a woman is constantly overthinking about everything about your life all the aspects about your life. It's a constant cycle of never feeling like you're enough, never doing enough, always feeling ashamed. And if it's not by the patriarchy, media's, companies, it will be by other girls, by your family members, by your friends, by your partners, your boss, your coworkers. It's terrible. And this is a very feminist video because, once again, I am an ally to women and I'm not here to bash women in any point, any shape, any way. This is just me saying how I struggled as a girl, as an autistic girl, and especially how I struggled to fit in with other girls. The reason why it was really important for me, I wanted to fit in with other girls because I felt like I was missing out. Of course, I was grateful to have my friends. I was grateful to have, I did not have a lot of friends, but most of them were men. And because just, I don't know, I guess we understood each other a little bit more. And I felt like, I don't know, I felt like there was not a certain pressure for me to act a certain way or whatever. And especially during my teenage years, now it's such a cliche that teenage girls are all mean and bitchy or whatever the fuck. And I don't believe that because I genuinely had great friends that were not mean, not bitchy, not whatever. But there's just so much pressure on how you should act and be as a girl, as a teenage, as a young woman, whatever the fuck. And I'm saying as a young person, like even when you're old, there's still pressure for you gotta act this way, whatever the fuck. It sucks. It really fucking sucks. And like, it's just wrong. It's just bad. And I hated having my special interests and thing that I was genuinely passionate about. It's like, no, girls are not supposed to be interested in that. What the fuck? It sucked. It was really fucking shitty, and I'm not gonna lie about that. And I'm swearing so much in this video because it pisses me off because it's so stupid. Like, who cares about girls doing what they fucking want to do? Like, why is it such a big deal? And to all the young girls that were mean to me and everything, I don't even hate them. I don't even feel like, oh, I hate them. I genuinely wish that they heal themselves and that they find whatever they were looking for. Like, I can see how this kind of existence is miserable, and I can see how they were hurt back then, and I just wish them literally the best, so much healing and growth and all of this beautiful stuff. But it was really hard, and I did not understand like what kind of mind tricks they were playing. And I'm sure that this happens as well with men and whatever. I'm not saying that only women are doing this kind of bullying stuff. I'm not saying that at all, but it's just, I was very confused. I remember like we had a class where we often had to do group projects, and I was in a very small group of girls, and I was very happy. I was like, oh my god, I'm finally having girlfriends. Oh, look at me. But whatever. And I remember like we were 4, and then one time one of them was not there. She was like she was not there. And then the other ones were like, hey guys, did you notice that I don't know, I'm gonna call her person A, like, did you notice that person A is like super fat? Yeah, that. And I was like, oh, so you guys don't like her? And then we're like, oh, but we do. And I was like, okay, but then why are you talking badly about her? And then they were like, oh, like, I don't know, it was just like so weird navigating this kind of stuff. And once again, I wish them all the healing and everything, and I wish them the best, because like, that's sad. That's literally sad. And I was a very angry teenager. I was very open with my communication, very honest, very straightforward. And I hated how that classified me as like the bitchy girl, as like the crazy girl, you know? And another thing that really pissed me off is this pressure, this societal pressure of like, when you're a girl, like, who do you have a crush on? Your boyfriend, this, da-da-da. Open the magazine, how to seduce your crush, how to be the prettiest, like, honestly, I did not give a fuck about my appearance when I was a kid until like I was like 9, 10, 11, something like that. And all of a sudden I felt all the pressure to look a certain way, dress a certain way. And all the girls around me, they were just talking about that, talking about their hair, the clothes they wear, their underwear. Like, that's crazy. And I was like, oh, that means I'm not pretty? And I was like really discovering what the fuck pretty means, because like when I was a kid, everything was pretty to me. I was like, pretty, pretty, pretty. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is not pretty, this is not that. But the struggle of understanding these kind of concepts. Anyways, I feel like this is a rant about, you know, how the condition of women, but it does have to do something with me growing up as an autistic kid, because it just, it's just another level of confusion and whatever the fuck, you know? And I would say, like, it was hard, and I just felt I was not loved by a lot of people, and I was very confused. It was so easy for me to be taken advantage of, and I did not feel like I had allies really or whatever. And it still to this day, I would say I'm still kind of struggling with womanhood now. I'm not a girl anymore, but I still kind of struggle with the kind of expectations that are put on me, especially in, like, as an adult, as a young adult woman, the pressure of being like pretty with friends, having a good job, but also having fun, but being kind of girl boss enough and serious, but also this, she's intelligent, not too much, she talks just enough, she knows what to say, she knows what to wear. Like, these pressures are insane for women, but for an autistic woman that struggles to understand these kind of things, it's crazy. Like, it's very crazy. And I know that my experience is not unique. I'm sorry. It's because he's always messing around. He's trying to, anyways, he's messing around, okay? What I'm trying to say is, it was hard. It was very stressful. And I had a lot of identity crisis. Like, at some point, I was like, okay, if all of that means that this is the experience of a girl, this is what makes a girl, am I even a girl? Because, like, I don't understand, I don't relate, I don't do the things that they do. I'm confused. It was really weird. And I really feel like I missed out. I wish I had a group of girlfriends or whatever. And even if I say that, like, it did not feel authentic to myself. Like, and I know that it's not all that women care about. I know it's cliche, but understand that I grew up in another decade. I'm not that old, okay? I'm not that old, but 2010 was not the era of, like, being a feminist and shit like that. Like, it was still, you know, the feminist version that we had was, like, girl boss babe, like, whatever. It was not that deep, okay? So, you know, like, it was like, we're gonna go shopping, or we're gonna do this, and I was just not interested in these things, and I felt really bad, and it sucked. It really sucked. It sucked. And nowadays, like, I just see my little girl self, and I wish I could tell her, like, no one cares, just be the girl that you are. Just be the little girl that you are, with your little weird, odd interests and your little odd personality. And it's okay if you don't go to dance class, if you don't have a boyfriend, if you don't do this and that. It's okay. It doesn't matter. But you see, growing up in the 2010s, that's not how it is, you know? That's not how it is. It was really weird. It was not the same thing. I remember, like, going to the grocery store. It was the era where every magazine I was saying is like, how to lose weight. This celebrity has lost 15 pounds and she looks so much better, and, like, you know, stuff like that. And it was not the greatest era for women. And still to this, I'm so sorry. It's my kitty cat. Like, he's trying to be silly. He's moving around the camera. But it was not a great era for women. And I know I'm privileged because I live in North America. I'm a cis white woman that is, like, not physically unable. Then I have all of these things that make me, like, kind of still privileged. And I do recognize that. All I'm saying is just that it was still tough. And it still sucked. And that it was weird. And I feel like being a girl with autism and dating, it's a whole other world. Is it better? No, because these male, I'm bisexual, but I'm gonna talk about male, whatever. These male partners that you meet up as an autistic girl also have a bunch of expectations about you, who you are, what you should do. And being autistic, I'm not able to be your cool, casual, stay-at-home girlfriend, cool, chill girl, whatever the fuck. Like, I am who I am, and it doesn't match well. It's really hard. And I feel like maybe I should do a video about autism and dating, but I feel like this is such a sensitive topic, especially because of, like, love on the spectrum or whatever the fuck. I'm just like, I don't know if I should talk about that, but we'll see. Overall, I just think, you know, feeling so rejected by society for not fitting in, for not understanding the rules of the game when no one told you explicitly and you can't read between the lines. And I never chose that, and I hated the fact that people considered me tomboy or whatever the fuck just because I was not like the other girls. And I mean, I went to a really small school in a tiny town that was like, you know, next to the church and shit. Like, it was very not inclusive or had a lot of diversity or whatever. It was really not that deep. But anyways, it really frustrated me because I was like, but I'm still a girl, even if I don't do all of these things, and I don't understand what I should do, what is expected out of me. I'm confused. Yes, I love girly things, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like this video just doesn't make sense anymore. There's just this essence that the other girls that I saw, they carried themselves with it. The way they talked, the way they laughed, the way that they carried themselves, the way they did everything. They were just so what I was not. I hope it makes sense, because it's just like, if you know, you know. And if you know and you understand, you're like, this is so me, this video is for you, to say like, hey, like, we're not crazy. Like, I felt the same way. And nowadays I feel very confident about myself. I feel very, very good. I'm like, no, it's okay. I can be who I want to be. And I'm rediscovering my passions that I had as a kid, and rediscovering like what it means to be a girl / a woman for me. And I'm like, hey, it's fine, it's cool. We live in the right era for that kind of stuff. Okay, that's pretty much it. So, oh my gosh, very big video. I hope you relate and everything, and I hope that you will not think that I'm a hater or whatever. I'm not. I really care about the women's cause around the world from different walks of life. I really care about all people, but you know, as a girl, I do care about other girls a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this makes sense. I hope this resonates with at least one person. And yeah, I hope that you can tell me about your experience in the comments, because I would really love to know. If anyone can word it better than I can, please do. Please do, because this video doesn't make sense when you think about it. Like, you're just like, what is she talking about? I don't know. Is it normal that I hate when people tell me that I'm beautiful because I don't feel like this matters? And I'm not even trying to be quirky, and that's also something that I really hated. I always said I felt different than other girls, and people were like, oh, she's trying to be quirky, she's trying to be different, she's trying to be a pick-me. I don't want to be picked. I don't want to be picked. I'm getting picked on. It's different. Okay. No, but I don't know. No, like, really not. And I don't even like having attention. When I see comments that are like, oh, you look so beautiful, I delete them. Like, half of the time. Not even, like, most of the time. Because I'm just like, I don't like this kind of attention. I don't like this kind of attention. Okay, now I'm just yapping. Okay, so before you click off this video, let's do a resume of everything we said. 1, I love women. 2, I support women. 3, I struggled as a woman when I was a kid. 4, society pressures women into weird shit, and it sucks. And I'm sorry if it happened to you. And I know that society sucks for a lot of people, not just women. If you're a man listening to this video, please know that I'm grateful that you are taking the time to be curious about this kind of stuff, but I will not tolerate any minimizing comments or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't want to hear it. This video truly is for the girls who had a struggle in childhood with their autistic traits and whatever the fuck, okay? This is for them. I want them to be valued. I want to use my voice to uplift them and tell them I see you. So keep it mindful, okay? This is a video that talks about this kind of stuff, and it's kind of messy, okay? Whatever. it's messy because it's me, okay? I'm autistic, I have ADHD, keep that in mind. And before you click off, thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, if anyone is still watching, like, I'm kind of shook. I'm always like, people are watching my videos? What? I don't know, because anyways, I'm sorry. Okay, this is so weird. Wait. My brain is like freaking out. I did not sleep enough. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. Okay. Please consider supporting me. Like, I'm really trying to grow my channel, my career. I'm doing a lot of stuff. I have, of course, this YouTube channel to which you can subscribe and everything. I have another YouTube channel where I do tarot cards, spirituality, if you're interested in that. I also do sell personal readings on my website, miimracle.click. And I have, you know, all the social media, the good stuff. I have Instagram, pretty active on my Instagram. Those stories, all the updates are always posted there. Twitch, I go live every week, at least like 2 to 3 times a week. I try, just to talk with you guys and see what's up and how you feel. At, you know, my Twitch is miimracle, my Instagram is miimracle. It's very easy, but my link tree is down below. And finally, if you want to support me as a creator, which I would really appreciate, because, you know, I love creating, I love expressing myself, I love doing this kind of talk, but a girl still has to feed her cats, herself, pay the rent, and I'm just dedicating more and more time into this, and I really want to get a better equipment and invest in better things and just be able to make this more serious. I would just put it that way. More serious as in more serious, I don't know. So I have my Ko-Fi down below if you want to give tips. I have my PayPal, and I have my Patreon, which is like kind of a weird thing. I'm still working on it because I never did a Patreon before, and I was like, okay, I'm trying, I guess. I put some exclusive behind the scene content. I write articles. I love writing. I put some experimental videos or just me talking about stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I also have, like, I'm gonna make 2 separate grades, like one that is like more mental health content and one that is more spiritual content for my tarot channel as well. So if you're interested, check that out if you want to. I don't know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If anything, know that you are so valued and that you're not alone. This makes a lot of sense what we're going through, and we should encourage each other, my bad, support each other and validate each other, because we're not crazy. It's okay what we're living and experiencing.